even win percentage. Recent
Depends.
matches,
You got a
not great,
few.
right? They
You got a
lost
few dud teams in
But here's the
America, to
question.
be
We
fair.
keep saying DRX
But you have
broke
that in EMEA as well.
But as that lower third
I mean,
just
you got
said,
that. You got that in all of
last
them, really.
time, the last victory that they got was versus T1. So maybe there was some kind of curse unleashed on them after they beat T1. Maybe it had nothing to do with DRX.
Oh.
Maybe it was entirely T1. Either way,
All right,
as you'll
T1
notice, we have the
on
UI
defense,
back, so thank
GenG
you
on
to our
attack.
admins for getting that fixed. Is Ban again here on the jet, pushing forward, does manage to find one, skirts away with 12 HP. Managed to make that exit nice and easy as much.
Damn, the double sheriffs.
Finding a kill of his own with the sheriff. Meteor will be able to
Anything
push
else?
forward,
13
takes him down.
HPs.
Ban now out of the fight.
Okay, they
Munchkin
get
swarmed.
traded. It's a
Find ourselves down to
3v5.
3v3
But straight up
T1 get in a position
traded
to try to
into
go for
this one.
retake.
Plant goes in, and they
All
have
3-man
so
approach
much
Got quite
info.
a bit of utility on our hands as well from
They know
T1.
it's either a free push and push
I'm
from
not
here
so
or
sure
here.
if, you know, Ban and Munchkin going for 2 sheriffs, but that is what they did. So I think Meteor might have picked.
I mean,
up
Meteor
one.
just wins this
Got a
round,
flashback in
right?
hand, repositioning himself. It's going to be a little bit tougher for T1 to make their way through because they don't quite have the cover.
Oh,
Carpe
they smoked him
will
off.
help out.
Smoke does come down. Meteor doesn't want to try to push in front of this. Yes, he does. He will be able to find one. Takes a blast pack out. Trying to get the safety. Saya player finding one before falling the God Dead. That's going to leave Zeta now. The 1v2. Pain Shells goes his way. He's got to jump off the spike. And the shot
Damn.
through the box.
Yeah, we said it
Meteor
with
gets
confidence.
And that is going to be GenG finding the first round. The pistol is there.
Nicely done.
Start that we're looking for. I mean, we were talking about it. Clinton was
Aatrox.
talking about it. This
See you in
is
bed,
that
dude.
condition set for GenG. And, you know, players like Meteor need to step up. And at the same time, talking about that champion mentality. You want to be the best duelist in the world.
Where's it?
you have to
Aatrox.
prove it. And Meteor is
Aatrox.
starting things
You
off
didn't. You
with
need to
a
tell me how
bang.
to say your name at one
3
point.
frags, the final headshot wall bang with the sheriff that he just picked up from his counterparts. That's something that we need more of. Meanwhile, for
Okay, nice
T1,
pistol.
What happened to that coordination? They're going to buy up on a couple of marshals now. Well, GenG, the upgraded weapons are aggressing in towards Dish. It's a simple push. It's effective. It's good.
Ban trying to catch
How
King
clean
here.
do we keep this?
Puts a little bit of damage down on him, and Munchkin as well. Very much
Aatrox.
suffer the same fate. They can't even
Aatrox.
quite
Okay,
get some
got it.
damage down to force him to buy some new armor going into the next one. That does leave side player all on his lonesome with a Marshal in hand. This is his standard buy, so I think GenG very well aware, as no matter what, Sai is going into that next round with a Marshal at least. We'll start working his way over, but footsteps.
They're getting everything from this. Holy hell. Getting all the orbs.
Still been a little bit delayed. Swing out on the opposite
Man,
side.
are we going to get old
Quite line up
GenG?
the headshot, so will be a flawless follow-up here in the anti-eco.
It's a very nice start. We got
Sort
one
of
armor
being punched
rebuy.
a little bit, but
We
still,
have an
this is
ult
such
into
a
the big
decisive push
rounds.
from GenG.
The bonus
Something
is
that we
looking
wanna see
great.
More of, right? Just blast packing onto Dish that way, covered by the fall.
Hellcat, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you.
It's a great start. And hopefully GenG
What's up,
gets
dude?
to
Thank
keep
you
up with
for the
this
raid, mate.
momentum.
Appreciate you.
Meanwhile, for T1, I mean, again, they're kind of being read. This
It's
was
just
their
2
best
rounds,
hit.
mate. I'm
Sure,
in
they
for
have
it,
some
though.
tricks up their sleeves.
It was good,
Fracture's
though.
one
I'm
of the
seeing them
maps
go around the map,
played
get
by
everything from
GenG.
this.
I mean, second to
I
that,
liked it.
the first one would be Ascent, and that is our next map as well.
True. Ban looking to push the pace. Dashing down in
Whoa,
towards
early
Shots
shut down a
flying.
tree
How do you
in
feel about
reactions
it?
to ult they were
Round
talking
three.
about
Showstopper, but
blocked.
side player is having none of it.
Actual
Catches him in the head
plucked.
mid-air, shuts it down.
It's a
gets
good
rid of that
trade with
early
10
ult.
HP.
Ban able to
Wow,
drag across,
okay.
spotting Eco before the smoke comes down from the sky. Spike on the floor. TS finds one.
4v2
into
into 3v2, and it's kind of down to that duel.
Able to come up with that elimination. That leaves King now on his lonesome, looking to play with the sheriff.
Nice
Knows
shots.
he's gonna be at range, but Munchkin still
GenG
gets
should
the
be
man
happy with their
headshots.
damage, right?
The bonus
2
going
gun
away to
rebuys, we
T1.
get 2 armor rebuys, and we have a massive swing round. So, yeah, important round coming up. 2 people from T1 can't buy, and then everyone, I imagine, from GenG can't buy next. I say is they have way more money than I thought.
1 to 2, T1 slowly starting to recover.
Okay.
Okay, he had the high ground.
He did. Meteor was going down on the dip. Does suffer his first death. That's going to put him at 5-1, I do believe. All right, it's a good stabilization here from the side of T1. Losing out on 2 weapons. Still not ideal, but definitely not catastrophic.
Okay, it's still 2 though.
This is still where GenG could look
It's
to
2
turn
and
things
2.
around by taking
2
this
people from
fourth
each
round
team
for
can't
themselves.
buy.
But Munchkin, early start, and now
Straight up
One of your
1v1
smoke
on the
players gone.
smoker.
Ego trying to hold the line, but
Oh
Carpe
god,
snaps
they're
in.
winning angels.
Finds him. Goddead now spotted.
3
Dead.
out of
King
3
does
angels
strike
won.
from the sewer. Carpe clearly getting a little bit
Okay.
frazzled as far as where that shot came from. And as the Jiggle Peak comes in, Zeta
No.
somehow draws
How
down.
how was
to
he
tie
winning
it
that
up
one?
2-2.
Impressive aerial acrobatics. This guy just goes for that jump peak and still able to swap weapons. He lands the final shot, now breaking GenG.
Okay, so 3 people can buy up okay
economy.
into this one, and then the 2 that we
What
said
happens?
can't
You know,
really.
were
We
talking
got
about it, the first 2 pistol
Viper
pistol
ult.
round in the
We're 1
subsequent
away
round.
from this.
GenG were pretty decisive, right? They went for kind of, you know, set plays just to take map control. This time, a little bit slow.
They were
down,
pretty,
and T1 exploited
very
that. They
spread out
pushed
on this one,
and they
GenG.
got them all.
It's interesting to see that T1 at the moment going pretty aggro. We've had a duel over towards here, round before, and then this round we just had a solo duel to Dish.
GenG players hovering on the north side of the map. And
That's a great start. Holy hell. That's a gun down, so now there's a weird situation, right? Do you want to protect it? Do you want to try and get it? What do you do?
Or continue rather inching forward here into a main where the Elijah the KJ setup is going to be ready to greet them.
Okay, they're trying to retrieve the gun at least. Sire's trying to at least get some info. While they know that they're going to be doing something proactive to kind of work out how they want to approach defending the gun, they 4-person group over towards A. It's nice. There's a kill setup here though. Kill setup and we have a Lurk Viper. Is he just going to right click this? No, okay, here's the molly goer.
Nano gets used, alarm bot still set, paint shells going deep, but he's already got
This makes a lot of sound. Pulls them back. I didn't fully see what happened with the gun here, but they're going over towards the site where there's a gun. Vision blocked. This is a bit of a nightmare at the moment. It's looking like a good round for GenG.
3 members left. Carpe does manage to find one, spots another.
TS picks up the gun.
Taken out. Carpe. A triple for him. I believe he might have heard the weapon.
I like this though. They wanted to. They wanted them to not get any space. Man, nice individual play from Carpe. Again, yeah, 5v3 it was, and they just decided to just push through this and just try and get the jewels before they got set up on site. That was very nice. Nice shots from him.
Now T1 stands a chance at finding that momentum, that lead.
Bit of an ill-advised reswing there from the side of Zeta. Spotting Meteor.
GenG were a little bit loose with that. I think they could handle it a bit better. Especially after watching that replay again. I think they could have jeweled this together. But Carpe won his jewels. Another important round. 2 people again that can't buy.
Still a little bit interested.
Oh.
Goddead is 1 away from his ult.
Do they read this?
Really, they must be aware, seeing the dark cover.
It's much faster.
Instant position, but still, GenG make their round to the site. Munchkin.
Right there.
Spike planted.
Get a kill with that.
Ooh.
Okay.
He tries to exit out of it. Shorty at the ready. Showstopper around the corner. Does
Jesus.
go over towards the corpse of King.
Okay, 2 on 2. Sets Hazel.
Rolling Thunder now cuts across, stunning him up here in A main. Zeta hearing this wants to go for the push. The headshot.
Oh my god, stun buff.
Did it low enough. Eco able to
gets
find the
his
kill.
own
Now he's
ult
got
as
a Rolling
well.
Thunder of his own. A 1v1 versus Saya.
Oh,
He's
that's
got
not
no
good.
idea where he is.
Door's gonna open though.
The fault line. Getting ready to push. He manages to pivot.
Ah, it just hit him.
Across onto the race.
Oh, he's taking the jewel.
Dwindling Saya looking to go for the push, but Eco will steady it. Finds the shot. Holds on to the ult.
That was close. 30 HP.
EKO. I mean, that's just one way to play with it.
Managed
right?
to win out the
Smart
Angel this
positioning,
time.
Smart usage of utility, and like you mentioned,
Said they
Achilles,
weren't winning them.
pivoting
That
away
was an important one.
and saving that
Nicely
ultimate
played by
as
him.
well.
Let's get the full.
T1 tried to go with the coordinate to execute, but GenG, because of Eco's, I mean, sharp shooting still. I mean, let's face it, right? Despite being concussed,
Decent. The first 2 kills were great.
being hit by the Rolling Thunder, he was able to recover. And that's the stability that
Okay,
we're
because
looking
not
for.
many
Now
people
GenG
survive
is
this and
really
it's a
up to
close round.
Yeah.
We have,
That's what I was gonna say. Wow, you know, he
because
does
they'll get
hold
their
on to
lost
that Rolling
bonus
Thunder.
reset
It's
as well. So we have
expended
4
from
people
the
that
side
can't
of
buy.
T1. Orbital strike,
And then we got
rolling
3
Thunder as
people.
well
We
as
got
the
4 people and
showstopper.
4 people again that
All
can't buy.
used
Damn.
To try to win out that round,
It's
and
a
they
lot
fall
of
shy of the
important
mark.
rounds.
Oh, God.
Look forward
Nice
though.
shot.
Saya player just taking a nice cheeky blast pack out. Nothing more that Eco could do there.
Straight up just winning Angels though. It keeps happening. Like the heads up, just straight 1v1 Angels. T1 are winning out.
Definitely enough. Munchkin up by tower with a judge.
Turns away from the flash and will be able to find one. Do they continue to push into him? The answer is yes. Goddead going on the chase, and we'll just eat a couple ticks of that aftershock.
Oh, that's
The lockdown gets used outside of tower.
that's a nightmare. Breach short, they go with the push, but he has a judge and he's on the rope so he doesn't go flying back.
Not needed.
It's a quick adjustment to try to win that one out.
I tell you what, they handled it well. TS hit a lot of shots over towards site on these people as well. And yeah, they handled it pretty well in the end. Echo using his ult. I like the approach of being on the ropes with the judge.
The way that they just fought back.
Don't know if he did that because of the ult itself, but it was nice either way.
From their current positions. I think the way that T1 are playing this, the early round
Okay,
aggression is
massive,
something that GenG are starting
massive
to
impact
adapt to.
rounds.
That's why, especially around the B side, this one area up by the tunnel is
It's the
something
first time
that,
we've seen T1 eco.
players like TS are looking to exploit.
I mean, crucially, it's, you know, a 4v5 conversion
Well,
there. Lose King
apart
off the
from the
rip.
second round, obviously,
Now
after
gone.
pistol.
So once again, looking to push the tempo, but the same is happening over on the opposite side of the map here as GenG starts storming their way into A main. Knife is not going to find anything, and Munchkin's just hightailing it away. Wants to check that north side, make sure that he's going to be clear, and now can focus back over, but nanoswarms are burnt. If not destroyed, bam. Oh, instant headshot, takes out TS.
That's a gun and there's people behind him to get it.
A huge step in the right direction to try to pull
It's a
off
gun
the
for
Thrifty
coffee.
Oh, the shots come
Oh.
in. Third one's the charm. Munchkin finds
Viper
Meteor.
ult's decent,
Suddenly, even
but
with this pit, T1, they bring this into somewhat
I mean,
of
they
a
don't
winnable
have guns to
position
spam it
with Eco
other
down
than
20
copy.
HP.
In this spot now, you have to figure out where your opponents could be positioned.
Right here on the edge of the smoke. Yeah, Ban will get found. King takes him out. Leaves just Zeta. The weapon recovered.
Oh,
to
they
try
look
to find
good.
some damage.
They handled this well. The Viper ult's incredible, though. Look at the spread on
This
it.
point round no longer really winnable. Just looking to see if you could take some more guns out of the enemy's hands here.
He's reading it right.
Last second push. And, okay,
God
we'll
dead
be able to
over
get one
towards
more.
site as well. Actual God getting two of them.
3 on the
Respect.
floor. GenG.
It's a nice low buy though. Damage was decent. The money's never getting built up by anyone. That's like that's a good thing.
Now I'm starting to wonder, Achilles.
Timeout makes a lot of sense. Maybe they're gonna stop being more proactive again. Like I'm saying, they are winning aim draws. It's just when they get overwhelmed. So I feel like if they're the ones that are going aggro at the beginning,
They had everything going right for them. And it's just that much more of a tough situation for T1 to retake from. The Viper's Pit and Goddead's sharp accuracy from the site itself. T1, despite Ban getting that heads-up duel with the Blades, not quite able to find any more space. So the timeout from Autumn. I mean, how do you work around this? So far, the aggressive hits not quite working out too well. It just signals to GenG that, all right, the other side is less reinforced. We can rush and take this. Meanwhile, if you play too passive, you know, you are going with that double duelist setup.
Sure. It lends itself to want to push the aggression, but not everybody at the end of the day can be Paper X.
Especially on a map like Fracture, too.
But it has widely been working a treat for the side of T1 when it does come through. Ban, you know, Paper Thin was talking about it quite a bit. You can see just a standard or a very steady upward trajectory in his jet performances.
maybe they won't buy Micho will take a hit next round. We'll see.
Definitely off to a rockier start compared to some of the
In
past
terms
performances.
of how T1 are changing up what they're doing,
They'll
not
be able to level that one up,
anything
especially once
too
they pivot
crazy. They do
eventually
get
over
the
towards the
op
attack
though. That's
side.
like the big thing.
Does have the operator now.
Op and they want early info. Are they going to be super proactive? No, there's no sound. That's a nice flash.
Full blind across.
Shot.
Be able to cut Meteor's entry in half. Swing out from Munchkin. Good for one. Looks for a second. Can't quite get it done. Just puts a little bit of damage down onto King this time. Very much taking note of that underpass, but is he ready for the push? The answer is yes. Finds one. And into the smoke he goes, but the shorty shot's not going to be able to come across. TS finds him.
Have an
It's just
Omen
he and
flash.
Eco now left alive to try to defend the site versus 3.
That's
TP up on
pretty
top of
cool.
Gen.
he's expecting it though, right?
There's noise. T1 kind
Doesn't
of
look like it.
anticipating it.
Drops down, and that's not the one that you
Oh
want
my
for that.
god. He thought he was
Maybe
close.
expecting somebody a little
When
bit
he was
closer,
when the
not to be
other guy
found.
was
Scarpan
jumping,
will
he
be
thought
able
that
to
it
go
was
ahead with the
behind
last 2
here.
frags.
But it was
They'll
actually the
hand
guy
that
canteen.
defuse over to him.
So he thought the jumping was here, but it was
Another
actually
orbital
here.
strike
Was that
online.
an
T1,
on
the timeout
purpose bait, do you reckon?
Seemingly working for them. Operators recovered, and now they bring it back to within 1.
You kind of like it. It's simple, it's effective, it's just a classic hold.
You reckon no way?
Aided by Van's operator.
Was he jump spotting on site?
Thankfully,
But what's he
at
jump
least for
spotting?
this round, nobody was pushing up by Arcade. If it so happened to be a B site split, Van might have been deleted. But at the same time, playing up by Tower.
Don't even know what you'd
GenG
be
not
jump
quite
spotting
able to
though.
Reposition. T1 just shuts it down completely. GenG now need to be the ones to look
To
back at
flash.
their
He did
strategies,
jump and
go back
flash
to
at the
build
end, so maybe.
default hold up by Dish. The alarm
I mean,
bot
it was
reveal
there
a
was no
position.
smoke there, so maybe he was just jump peeking to get info,
Now it's just going to be the orb grab. This is
and it just worked out
Rolling
incredibly
Thunder will be
well.
online.
Oh god, the
It's going to
stun!
overload
Oh,
him out of here, and
I,
it's
what?
not going to find much damage.
almost.
94
Yeah,
HP
off
remaining
the
there.
alarm
Meteor,
bot
the only one
contact
really
stun.
getting tagged
Oh,
by it, so really
they managed to get it
aggressive
onto the
play
raise
from
though. So raise satchels out,
not
pretty nice.
reinforced by anything like the
Where
vault
are
line
we
to
in
catch
terms of
them.
money?
Can't keep them locked into the beam.
Oh, it's so low.
Now, Rolling Thunder goes
Oh my
across,
god,
not gonna
every
get
ult's getting
anybody on the
used.
side,
But again, they have to
Punchkin
eco
down
if they
in a
lose
bad
this, so it
position.
makes a
Go
lot
ahead
of
to
sense.
paranoia him
This is a
out,
nice
back over
exec.
here in main.
Does
Push
Killjoy
coming
get
through,
any?
tries to win the
No.
fight. King able to flush him out. Pop flash into the face of Cardbay, but he's just going to hold down House 1. Does come up with a kill as the plant comes in.
Spike planted.
Want to plant. Man looking to open the door, sends out the cloud burst.
Right there.
Not going to be spotting too much of anything here. Zeta reading it's going to be a deeper lurk. Sends a fault line over towards TS, and it works a treat. They
A lot
managed
of
to
this
flush
is on
King out.
TS, really.
Carpe off screen. Now finds Meteor.
Mate,
Saya gets
T1
Eco.
again just
Suddenly
wins
it's
so
just
many
the IGL,
angels.
the captain, GenG.
GenG only win when they
Trying to
overwhelm.
keep them in this round, but versus 4, I don't think there's really much of anything that he could do.
They're kind of
Lost
low.
one. The kill there. Carpe down to a sliver,
Ooh,
but
okay.
Van will
I was
swing
believing
out,
for a little bit there, not
finds
gonna
the
lie
kill,
to you.
The defuse will come in, and that is going to be T1 tying it back up now.
Saya went away
5-5.
from his
Simple trades.
ult. We got a 2-4 loss bonus on top of this. We got a low buy coming in from GenG.
Looking at the retake, the way that they just pushed out of defender spawn, GenG.
Wasn't that the case last week? I mean, that's been the case for like
Same time, Carpe
a whole month
stayed
for them,
alive.
really.
I mean,
They
definitely
look
a
like
little
they,
questionable about
in the
the
games
orbital
we've
strike
seen in the
usage,
past
but
month, it looks like
perhaps
GenG have
spending
no
it
confidence.
meant that, you know, GenG could have gone in for an open site take, and that's exactly what they did. They spent their ultimates at the same time, leaving them a little bit more vulnerable for T1 just to take them down. 5-5. And here we got Bile timeout.
Yeah, it felt like maybe a little bit slow in the comms as far as what they wanted to do there. Because again, if you have that fault line that cuts across and you stun a couple people, the orbital locks them in. Maybe you find a kill. If not, you know, a significant
Yeah, I
amount
mean,
of
Panda,
damage
it's like
dealt to the
real
opponents, but it
situational.
was
It can be
not
for sure.
really fully there between the two. So I can understand what they're going for. It does look a bit silly at the end, as somebody's a Meteor fan.
Yeah, without a doubt, your entire sign is covered.
I think
But
it
he
said,
is-
I want to see you in Tokyo.
He is one of those players that really wants to go to Tokyo too.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Double Marshal,
playing in Japan.
triple Sheriff.
Be nice to go back.
Op comes out again. And it's the same setup they've been doing.
Double Marshal now. As Meteor, I mean, he started off hot. You think back, third
This
round
one-
coming in was 5-0.
This is kind of
had
what
that
they go
showstopper.
down to when they don't
Only
have a
been
plan
game
with ults, right? The
of
other
one kill
round
so
when they
far,
obviously had
less
the
than 8
alarm bot
deaths in the meantime.
was just a
Gonna get
setup
back into
with
that
ult
groove.
itself.
Goddead is the one to typically assist him in doing so. As there's the push, and well, he will get the body shot across.
He gets a tag.
Ban.
It's just gun diff.
Packs a little bit more of a punch.
Very much so.
Oh.
And he's swinging it well. Now getting information.
Tips
off
are getting out of hand
as
too.
well.
Man, just
Not
watch him play more.
beating Van. Munchkin holds it on
You
his
get
own.
just practice your
Goddead
aim.
will get one. TS finds Ban.
You can get to
Good kills
like
be found. No command gonna
immortal
be
on
committed
aim
to the
only,
round.
really.
GenG feeling good about their chances, despite it being even numbers.
I mean, you can kind of get to
Vandal
Radiant with
recovered
it as
for
well, but
himself, but Rolling Thunder, the Showstopper, all are available. Side player rushing forward. TS seems like he hasn't heard him yet. Now sees him.
so do like an aim
Try
routine
wants
maybe.
to close the distance, and yep, point blank. TS gives his life over to it. Fault line catches
Tell you what,
both
GenG
the
might be a
tower.
little bit happy that they got
Eco and
the ult
Goddead
out.
locked in place, and Goddead with the Vandal loses out of the first fight. Now leaving Eco in a 1v3.
What a nightmare. He has damage for a breach. Oh my
Cut him off,
goodness.
he pushes in, finds one, but Zeta's got that crossfire. T1, they will be taking the lead. The timeout from GenG. Not going to be leading to the round win, at least not in the thrifty attempt. We'll see how they fare. With
Can you
the
get to a mortal with no aim and good game sense? Yeah, just use a judge.
Surely that's what the timeout was called for, but at the same time, it's one of those situations where Ban has been showing up with his operator. He has been a thorn in GenG's sides, and they need to pull that out. Meanwhile, the rest of the way that GenG hold post plants, they get spikes down, but T1 has been sharp on these retakes.
Okay, different setup though. Why is this?
Off of each other.
Killjoy ult, breach ult, so they feel like they can retake.
0 point out.
Slowing things down.
Believe that tagged Carpe. See the overlay confirmation. Looks like he's all right. Pop flash over the top. Rolling Thunder. Use aggressively.
Damn, they baited that one out.
Making the call to try to rush.
Breach ult reactively over towards A main.
It does force 2 members.
And there's nothing from it. With that information and getting blocked off here, it's looking like we're going back into this, but
trying to sell this signal to GenG that, hey,
I was going to say this is where the op is, but it's not. Ban and Sai have switched.
Carpe is kind of the only one on B site, perhaps aided by a side player.
TS is creeping around. We'll get some eyes over towards Arcade, so we'll see if this ends up with yet another pivot, but lockdown.
Whoa.
Up atop of rope just to really force them back and dissuade them from coming over towards A. I mean, that's 2 very aggressively used defensive ults here.
It is the last round of the first half. I can understand that, but
sure.
All this does is it just burns down the timer.
But is it going to be burnt enough? Because that's everything that they had aside from basic util. So ults now.
No way. Because they've been silent the whole time.
Available. Hello.
Hello. It's good info for his team, though.
Taking his time. Does get spotted.
Ban
now plays have to be pulled. Instantly gets 2. Ban dashing to the side. Gets the 4th.
My.
On for the ace. TS
Okay, Ban
now.
needs to do that. That was incredible. I was going to say he needs to get 2.
They will take the half 7-5.
He has 4 all headshots.
TS can do about it.
Well,
he's there. Get the ace. Go, Ben, go. Oh, okay. Carpe.
Damn.
Well,
7-5.
4 consecutive rounds.
That's a 1-person hold
Good
right there.
T1.
They had no backup.
GenG.
No one was even near. I think it was like here, Killjoy maybe.
There was an idea in mind. The From the Shadows could have distracted Ban had the rest of the team pushed along with it. But they didn't. The coordination wasn't quite there. I'm not quite sure what it was. They just got the information and only went in after From the Shadows was canceled. Ban instantly reacting over to it, getting that quadruple kill.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about it. His opping has been solid so far on this defending side. You know, maybe
the
it's not going
flash
to be
turn. Yeah, that's when you're into it.
Operator, but he's typically getting a high
That's when you know you're into it.
He's taking
Bobbing
down
when you
somebody
crouch.
Which, granted, everybody on the side of GenG going to be a
Turn
high
in
value
from
target.
flashes.
You get rid of Meteor. That's the lone duelist. That's their entry now taken out of the equation. You get rid of somebody like King. Half of your smoke's now taken away. So any pick
It's a very good half considering the GenG 1 pistol.
Kills, but he wasn't fragging out of control. He was down near the bottom of the standings, but widely everybody was doing about,
again, it was just a straight up aim diff.
And then he
there really was.
In the last round of the half. So
it was just getting warmed up.
Yeah. Ban.
That's what
Am I
Ban
going
does.
off before the EU games? Yeah, and he's trying to upload something out of. And he's trying to upload anything if I can.
So one of the things to keep in mind, the last time that they played against GenG, it was 13-5, 13-5. GenG.
What do you mean these days, Beckham?
Ban got in total across those 2 maps, across 36 rounds played, 9 kills. He has now surpassed that. So he's having a much better outing this time versus GenG than the first.
And that's what you have to think about, right? Because Ben has now awakened. He's evolved into this duelist, this player who can do things by himself.
Damn,
Meanwhile, we're all talking about Meteor and how much he needs to be set up by God Dead. It's very difficult. It's very conditional if you keep on having to rely on that teamwork, that team play.
That's a good point,
sure,
actually.
it's good in a bigger picture, but you need to be individually sufficient as well. And that's why you're talking about it. Ben gets so much impact value off those operator picks. Anyone that he deletes is something that will hurt GenG's teamwork. This team needs to have more individual firepower. And right now, apart from the first few rounds that we had, it's not quite there. It's starting to dwindle. T1 on the attack now with their double duelist composition. Can we see players like TS and King anchor down sides like they've done so before?
Right. In terms of pistols, 0-1.
Eco managing to get the stun
Knife hits too.
pretty much everybody. He's 4 members approaching from
Slow
now
walk
towards
through.
B.
Are they gonna go through the
Goes
smoke, or are they
drifting.
just
Okay, around
gonna?
towards Gen. Smoke's now coming down. God dead. Just making his presence known.
Yeah,
since it's
through the
straight
smoke.
shots, and
Straight up
actually does
5v5
get a clip there onto Saya, but
4v5
Zeta responds in
retake.
kind, and his is a headshot.
Go still trying to play around the smokes.
Van
Van
hearing his
hears
rotations.
all those footsteps.
When does he decide to swing? Well, the answer's going to be now. Munchkin does get taken down. Pain shells to try to clear.
Oh,
And he's in a rough spot, but covering fire is there. Zeta gets himself up in the tower. Meteor, however, replying.
Maybe 82 HP.
3 kills now, needs the ace. Try to get GenG another pistol round win, but spots Carpe. Carpe wins it out despite the classic
Hell's Waltz, what's up,
disadvantage.
dude? Hell's
It's gonna be
Waltz.
T1
Chat, new member of the Slug Club.
moving it up now.
Let's see the slugs. Thank you so much, mate. Appreciate it. Thanks for using Prime on me.
I
Welcome.
don't know. Being
Welcome into the
crouched
Slug
that
Club.
way throws Meteor off. He tried, and it was really close to it. But look at how T1 plays. I mean, Ban having that much confidence to go for peaks, trying to tailwind and updraft away from the paint shells, but also being bailed out by his teammates. Seda instantly comes back to cover for him up by the top of tower. 8-5. GenG needs to recover. They only have Shorty in Goddead's hands. Meteor with no Marshall. It's a Sheriff.
Just the eco. I like this. Just the insta hit. If you can look into their demos and they don't instantly stack, I like insta hitting against teams on ecos. Makes a lot of sense.
He's strapped in there.
I mean, they're suspecting that he's got
Spotted.
a shorty, but now he's been
Oh, yeah.
spotted. Munchkin making note of it, and he's going to get ready to creep up from behind. Bulldog shot at range. Zeta able to take down Meteor, turns away from the flash. Now they double face back over towards Tree. Capital the spike. Goddead has gotten himself up here onto the site. Munchkin arrives from behind. Goddead gets
Oh,
two
no
for his trouble.
way he got another one.
Zeta finds 4, suddenly he's on for the ace. But
That's
Munchkin
crazy.
will slurp it up. Finds the last
He
kill.
like ran a
T1
marathon
will
to
be able
actually do this
take
as
down
well.
the
I can't believe it.
anti-round.
The actual gauntlet to
Little
get the
firearm
kill.
is all you need sometimes. 9-5.
He gets 2.
A good
Hells,
little bit
mate.
of
Thank you so much
economical
for it, by the way.
damage.
Appreciate
Because
it.
those Bulldogs are bought, T1 still has a chance at turning this round away. And that's what we're all looking on. Can GenG recover? I mean, those shorty kills from Goddead were good. But at the same time, this is a very different positional setup from GenG. I mean, in the past, we used to have King up by tower. This time, it's Goddead with the shorty. King now repositioning back towards the B site with his toxic screen, trying to hold off T1, but Rolling Thunder gets sent.
Oh god,
And
for
it's
the
gonna
fast
find
buy
both.
round, they get the ult
Goddead
into it.
Sat here taking a couple pot shots. Ban trying to clear the way. Friends with the shorty.
Okay, good.
Okay, the regress from King does find it's a 1-for-1, but now Saya finds TS as well. Push out of the smoke. Eco,
Damn,
good
this
for
is
1, but
fast.
Carpe cuts
Trades
him
are
down
really
with the frenzy,
strong.
and now they have access.
No, they pivot through spawn as well. It's
And they're
perfect.
just going to retreat. They're going to take the A site.
Playing together and
Little
smoking
smoke
it off as
on
well.
top.
They spend it, but King.
Okay.
Oh,
Great timing. Great judgment. Carpe eliminated. No further smokes to be
man,
had.
it feels
now.
like everything is on this round for
Alarm block
GenG, really.
set off, but King and Meteor, what can you do?
You have to isolate those duels and find those positions. Where could they be? Surely
It's a
Zeta
very
now
good plan. They have
revealed
double
up by
molly
side
on this,
repositions
and he gets over
B.
towards A main. Really
Keeping in
good
mind,
after
Munchkin
plant.
has a bit of utility on the site itself too, on those spikes.
First Nano Swarm set off. Second one still
kinda
there.
have to
Okay,
clear him.
triggers it. Yeah, just trying to drain the clock here. Zeta should have seen one crossing over into the site. He put some damage down to King, putting him at 11 HP. And that's
Whoa.
enough, but Munchkin cannot steady
11.
the spray.
None of
With
those
11
bullets
health,
managed to connect.
King will survive.
I tell you what, he
but
set off his mollies really
GenG
early.
wins the round, the third here in this half.
He set off his mollies
Lose
really.
out
I
on
thought
4
that,
of their
especially with how much
weapons.
time they had, I
And
thought
that's
this
something
guy
that's
was
gonna
just
be
going to be
really big.
giving
Look
the
at their
signal
economy
over.
Right now, they can't really buy
It was
back
an
this
interesting way
gold.
to play it. I'll be
So
honest, I didn't
although
like it
was
that
a
much.
win, it's not a full recovery, not yet, Achilles, and you're right. Meanwhile, for T1, I mean, sure, a little bit in the gun plays. They managed to get one through the smoke as well from King. T1's positioning and stuff, well, it was good. Execution wasn't quite there, but they still have the lead. GenG now Meteor with a showstopper, perhaps.
And they have some ults into the...
To get a
Wait,
weapon,
GenG
but
do
lo
the...
and
Okay.
behold,
It feels
GenG's money's not great, and they only won this with one person alive, so even though they win the round, they go for the eco. This can definitely backfire. They need to get some kills. For this to be worth, you have to get some kills, otherwise you just completely let them take control. It makes a lot of sense for your economy, but in terms of the other team's economy, it can just get too high. That's a nice kill. They need more of them though.
One there on a king. Van set back towards rope. Looks for a little bit more, but they're both so low.
Just looking for a couple more picks.
Any damage you can do would be very good, but widely, it seems like GenG just gonna have to stay put and trying to die to the spike.
It just puts so much pressure on the next round for them. And because they didn't do enough damage, even if they win the next round, they still have to win the next buy as well. They do get 2 guns out of it.
Still though, score will be 10-6.
Yep, double digits now achieved.
So yeah, 1-9 loss bonus, so they get 1,000 for staying alive, everyone else gets an extra 900 on that. This timeout makes full sense, right? Like we're saying, because they did that, they literally have to win this next round. It's a must win. And then they gotta win 2 in a row, so he's gotta plan ahead here.
I mean, recalling from the first half, right, it was that timeout from Bile too. They lost on the initial round because it was a save, but
yeah, it's really risky when people do this. You know, the win the round but do the eco, and like it makes a lot of sense. It just creates more pressure on this one because T1 then win the round, and then when you in theory win that next round that you're planning for, it's a 1-9 loss bonus, so it's really low as well. But the problem with it is you have to do damage, otherwise when 4 people survive and they're getting that extra 3,000, especially when they were so close to being reset, it really backfires a little bit.
It's not the great performance that you're looking for. It's not the recovery that you're looking for.
Certainly not. Of course, some more proposals in the audience as per usual.
PBL foot? Nah, I wouldn't be so sure in that. Foot will come out swinging, I reckon.
Yeah, that'll go great.
I don't know.
One of my favorite for Tokyo, T1, DRX, PaperX.
You know, laugh on stream about RQ and getting that spot through the playoffs.
The only big upset I have is PaperX beat DRX in the upper bracket, not the final itself, but the lead up to the final.
Starting things off with a bit of utility, a bit of aim main control. Now pushing out, but guess what? We take the zip line all the way to the other side.
Eagle pushes into the paint shells. What am I witnessing?
In the most important rounds?
I wish Sideshow were here. Anyway, onto it.
Was he stunned? Was there a fault line? I didn't notice. Either way, the God then gets one card, but trades it back. A man advantage.
Man, is the sound really that bad? That's crazy.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, it could be everything, but it's going to be a 1-for-1 at the end.
Okay, it's still a 2-on-2.
Equal numbers.
T1 has all the information at hand, though.
Oh god, Munchkin closes it out. That is devastating. Man, he couldn't hear the nade and he walked out into it.
After a GenG timeout.
This was off of Miles' time.
He chunked a full nade in the most important.
And now we're going off to
I wanted a replay of it. There had to be something else.
We'll spare Nico the replay, although I am very curious.
Yeah.
Meteor satcheled him into it? No way. Is that actually what happened?
Into the future, this is now potentially match point.
No, that's devastating. In literally the most important round out of the whole map so far.
Looking to secure match point.
Lockdown gonna be used. King spotting pan. Oh, I believe digs him through the
like that's the half. Like that's the map. That's the map done from that.
Two people pushing from that north side. He manages to find one. Turns, gets God dead, dashes away.
Ban is just a one-man army.
With the damage, it feels like it's done. That could be one weapon recovered. Side player now set up here in the tower.
Doesn't even have to peek.
No, he doesn't. Could just let them come to him. TS dead. Eco killed Simon.
Can't even express just how much that round was everything.
Back into spawn.
The satchel. Oh, mate.
Does have ambiguity. He has the element
It's gonna be
of
6
surprise
chances
to
for this.
play with, and we'll turn it into a singular kill, but now with 5 health, no money. Surely he has to just run away.
Munchkin could catch him.
He will, it seems like. You heard it swing out.
How did the double duelist look? They look pretty decent.
That's gonna be 12-6.
They didn't play it as aggro as I thought on defense. But I tell you what, I don't know if it was because they're on double duelist or whatever, but there was a real confidence / aim diff in just this game, full stop.
It's been pretty much all
If I just, like, off the top of my head, random stats, like, I would say that T1 won like 75 or 70% of just the straight up aim duels.
That lockdown just to take the site. Everything else, everyone was already set up in post-plant positions.
Like, it feels real steep.
Good chance just to fight this even fight and close this map out.
6 chances.
3-3 in ultimates. The pit available for King. When do you pull the trigger on this? You're spotting them. Does he send it now? Paint shells go up. Fight. Saves them off for now. Still not being invested though.
Surely you know the orbital strike is about to go off.
King just looking to hold the line. Ben pushing forward, rushes out onto the side. King finds one. Showstopper now at the ready. Jumps out.
Wow,
King
nice
will be able to
shot.
get one. God, that gets another.
That was a nice shot. Actual pluck. Again.
Gets the elimination right as that paranoia expires.
It's like anyone who has a Razor is just getting insta-tapped.
Oh, and he is playing sneaky. Oh, Eco. A bit faster to react. Finds him. TS will get Carpe.
6 chances for T1 down to 5. They're holding on. How low does this get?
Staying alive at the hands of King. I mean, that shot, the way he repositions around the site itself, getting Saya player mid-air. Something that they were desperately looking for. And at the same time, he saves up his ultimates for the future round. It's a good win. They need a lot more, but not too terrible. It's a good look for them.
Did he dodge the carrier flash because his Omen flashed? Yeah, I think so. So there used to be a thing, especially when we played Reyna loads. Do you know what used to happen? It would be like, if you were flashed, but you got hit by the Reyna flash, it would like completely reset your flash. I remember the amount of times where we used to do XX and we had to be like, you have to Reyna flash fast. Because otherwise it just fully resets it.
There it is. Finding one, Eco. Trying to draw it down. Backs off, Rolling Thunder is at the ready. Paranoia used, and he's thinking about it.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing with that.
Nate, however, forces him back across the opposite side, and they cannot counter-aggress off of the ult. It's just used defensively.
A well-timed paint shells from Saya player. Meanwhile, Ban lost his duel up by a tree as well, so T1 only has one path forward.
Saya player caught. TS finds one, makes his exit back over to Sands. Seems like GenG should be able to keep things moving as TS looks to push out. He and Eco will go ahead and put a halt to the aggression.
Surely T1 timeout.
4 more to go.
You got 4 rounds to play with. You gave them a chance. They had 6.
Looking a little bit better. I mean, they can keep this up.
Now they got 4.
Those guns out of T1's hands. Then we'll have more rounds. It all starts with one win.
We'll switch off BBR for the Keeper thing. Keeper won't play, man. They won't do it.
Control the map and holding on to that control is something that's aiding them on this defensive side, especially up by AMA, and especially if they can win those duels out by tree. It blocks T1's paths. Now, though, exploring other options.
But if they do, I'll say yes, just in case Keeper ever watches the VOD.
4 players.
Big opening kill. He looks for a little bit more, but Ban does find Meteor. King unable to trade it back. Just puts a little bit of damage down onto the Jet. 4v4, rolling the orbital. Both available. King still holds the pit.
Still, GenG doesn't quite have much.
Yeah, the cut of sounders here is nice, though. Make it back into a 2-2 in terms of the science.
Both ults going to be invested. Neither
it's finding a hard retake.
Clear out tower. Man's able to entry. Spike can now go down, but can they hold the line?
If anything, GenG could very well aggress off of the spike plant.
Got a lot of breach util for
0
this.
point. Ban finds one. Carpe gets another before he gets taken down. TS and Eco once again. The 2 members left alive.
This could be the round.
See Eco thinking about it, but he's going to be caught with a flash. Taya finds him. Ban looking for the shot, swaps to the shorty, and he's going to be able to win it out.
Shorty Jaws. Again, nicely done from T1. Yeah, honestly, just a little bit of a diff. Looked a lot more comfortable on this map than GenG, straight up.
Whiffing those shorty kills, especially up by tower. T1 was fully in control. We had an opening pick from GenG, but again, that 4v5
Which one's this? Is this the satchel?
T1.
Okay, yeah, let me check this because chat flashbang 3, 2, 1.
GenG throws at them.